What's going on? It's the RapNerd, and I just got out of seeing Spider-Man No Way Home, and I loved it. Loved it. And that is big from somebody who hasn't liked any of the MCU Spider-Man movies. Homecoming to me was okay at best. Far From Home, I don't like in the slightest bit. I tried to rewatch it the other day, and I still don't like it like that. But this one, fantastic. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this too. If I see people who either don't like it or think it's like I can definitely understand that. So I can't, I'll say that. I don't want to act like it's perfect because it's not perfect. There are some story choices and the way the story went about going, the script and all of that. That's kind of like, mm, you got to kind of lend yourself to what they're saying. But if you can do that, or if it doesn't bother you, phenomenal film, man. Like this. This is a Spider-Man film. Like everything wrong with Holland that you may have had with the first two, if you're in my shoes of not really feeling Holland Spider-Man, they get it right here. You see the super intelligent Peter. You see the problem solving Peter. You see the emotional Peter. You see Peter go through things. You see Peter have to fight for his life. You see Peter throw hands. They got Peter so right in this film. It's ridiculous. So what I will say too is the first 15 minutes are very reminiscent of the prior two films because they started with that tone because I'm guessing like they're introducing what's going on. But once you get to the point when, as you probably can tell, when Doc Ock shows up on the bridge, and from that point on, that's when the tone really switches. And from that point on, it really does not feel like an MCU film. Like it feels like just a comic. It feels like just a comic book movie, a typical movie. The jokes weren't over the top for me. A lot of the humor worked, especially certain situations happen, and I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say something does what it does, and I am 100% okay with it. I don't want to spoil it, but uh, joy to the world. I will say that. Joy to the goddamn world. So damn good. Like I said, when the villains show up, and you kind of get the reason why they're there, and excuse me, the reasons why they're there, and you see parts of the trailer starts to make sense as to what's going on, and that's the part where I'm like, you kind of got to lend yourself to the decision Peter makes, but later on in the movie, when certain events happen, you kind of see why he makes the decision to do what he did, and I I one of my favorites of the year, easily. Like, I loved it. The villains. Now, of course, you get some that get sidelined a little bit, like Sandman. Some get sidelined, but they're all still a force. You all still get enough of them to feel them and understand their motives and what they're thinking and all of that. And goddamn, William Dafoe steals the show. His Goblin dog. Scarier than he's ever been. I mean, he's scarier in here than he is the first one. And when he gets unhinged, it's scary. The film is pretty brutal. It's not even action. It's like violence. Like, literally, like everything, all of the violence that happens just it's brutal. Like, okay, the end fight in Spider-Man 1, it's like brutality like that in these fight scenes, like, and you just really get tested with this movie, man. And oh man, I'm trying to think of what else to say. The score was different and better. Did not feel like the typical MCU score. Like, it actually was a part of the movie. It was a character in the movie itself. The cinematography, John Watts. If this is how you're gonna shoot movies, I'm excited for Fantastic Four because what he did with this, like, there's this thing that he does with Peter's spider sense in this movie that is very, embracive. Like, the same way it's been in the other films. Like, his spider sense is like really, like when it cuts on, it just changes the whole mood of everything. And I feel like I really love that, man. Like you get Spider-Man, dog. Like, you get the swinging, um, the, the inclusion of Doctor Strange. He didn't take up the movie. He was there for what he needed to be. You see the relationship between him and MJ. It's there. Oh, and they got Aunt May right. This is the loving Aunt May that I'm used to. This is the thought-provoking, wholesome, big heart carrying Aunt May that I haven't seen in any of these movies. She's actually a character in this movie. She's not just here just to be there or just to be eye candy, because of course she's younger Aunt May, but she's here for a purpose. And man, do you really feel her when she's speaking more than ever too. And all the Iron Man shit axed. Like, there's like a few mentions of Stark like at the beginning, but all of that other stuff, he's not even a part of this movie. Like, and I'm so happy about that. There's a few Avengers references in here, and again, it does not feel like it's part of the MCU. And then the way it ends, I wanted to stand up and clap the way it ends, and I am looking forward to the new trilogy of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because what he showed in this movie and the way they ended this, that's all I'm saying, man. Like, I can't wait to get into spoilers about stuff that I like, and because there's a big portion that I can't talk about, and though, you know, it's out there, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it. But again, if you don't like it, it's comedic. I think it's comedic, but in this film, more than ever, I think it's more situational than it is just like cramming jokes into the cram them in. And there's not a lot of like ill-placed ones, I would say. And again, this is me. I don't like that kind of stuff. But oh boy, was this fire? Like, this movie had me emotional, dog. Like, literally, tears running for multiple reasons too. And it was just a sight to see. They pulled this off, dog. When it happens, you can't. It's like you can't even believe it. Couldn't even believe what I'm seeing on screen. I'm just like, they really did this. Like, oh boy. And again, like I said, the first 15 minutes I think is like really MCU-ish, and it's kind of the backbone of Homecoming. But even then, though, even though it kind of feels like it, I feel like they just put Peter through so much shit with him being known to the world by everybody. I feel like you get a piece of that, and when you watch that part, you understand why he does go to Strange to do it. And yeah, so like I said, certain parts you gotta lend yourself to, but but if you don't like it, I can understand you being like, it's okay. But me, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved it. It's up there, top 10 on the Marvel movies for me. MCU, easily one of my favorites of the year. Fantastic, dog. Oh man. But what else can I say? Oh yeah, the crowd was annoying as shit. I gotta mention that. This is why I go to movies in the middle of the day by myself, because the crowd was annoying. There was literally a dude behind me who was cackling at every small thing that was a little bit funny. Like stuff that's kind of like he over here. Dog, shut up. Then there was some dude way up high, just too much, like the annoying fan shit. Like, I'm a super fan, but I'm not gonna do this. Green Goblin shows up. Oh, it's the Green Goblin! Woo! Stop. And he did that for like multiple parts. I was in there literally like, better walk out. Like, he better ruin my experience, man. No lie, I literally said out loud, yo, shut the fuck up. This is not a sports game. We're not at a basketball court. This is a movie, fam. Clap. An occasional, hoo, 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 that's cool, but sitting there yelling at the top of your lungs? And everybody was pissed. Everybody was like, you could hear that little slight murmur, like, everybody like, what you doing, dog? But that aside, thoroughly enjoyed this movie, man. This was a Spider-Man movie. That's a Spider-Man movie. This is a Spider-Man movie. I don't know what I can say without spoiling, so I'm just going to shut up before I keep talking. I really enjoyed this. As a Spider-Man fan, this was a love letter to me. Like, hey, you love Spider-Man? Here you go. Anyway, when you see it, let me know what you think. Comment below what's your favorite part. Please don't spoil shit. This is a not spoiler review, so please just don't spoil anything. All right? Till next time. Peace.